I died a horrible death. Sister, do you miss me? I miss you every day on Crazy Island. The woman in the red dress is our heroine. She's no one else. She's the owner of this house. At this moment, she has just died. Is wearing a red dress to her former home. She wants to meet her dear family. However, surprisingly, her sister just saw this familiar shadow. She immediately fainted from fear. Her father and mother found her. They were trembling. The three of them hugged each other tightly. It turns out that this woman is not the Chu family's real daughter. Her father and mother didn't adopt her out of love. They adopted her just to protect their daughter from disaster. In the 20 years she lived in the Chu family, Chu Mion was abused all the time. Not only did she endure hunger and heavy work all the time, kneeling and being scolded were commonplace. But even so, she was still very attached to the Chu family. However, just because of one man, her relationship with the Chu family was completely changed. It turned out that Chu Xen, the daughter of the Chu family, had a sweetheart. Despite the family's obstruction. Instead of liking herself. Instead, she fell in love with this adopted daughter of the Chu family. Jealous Chu Xen deliberately set up a trap. Chu Mion to marry the infamous old lecher of a city, Master Li. In order to get rid of Chu Mion as soon as possible. She also intentionally let Mr. Li come to Chu's house before the wedding. She wanted to cook the rice before the wedding. Afterwards, the heartless Chu family even threw Chu Mion to the Crazy Island. Just because Chu's father is a hot candidate for the parliamentary seat. And the so-called Crazy Island. The so-called Crazy Island is not the Chu family's mercy. Because here is the most terrifying place in the entire universe. There's no food, no resources, no civilization. There's a mad scramble for food and fighting everywhere. People eat people all the time. If you come here, you'll enter a hell on earth. During the 5 years on the island, Chu Mion never dared to sleep. He didn't dare to relax. Not only was he thrown to the mental hospital, she was beaten and beaten by wild dogs. She was even almost raped. In the end, she survived by eating bark, roots and seawater. All the countries are on the lookout for escapees from the island. Any poor escapee from the Isle of Madness who comes into contact with more than 10 people, they were sentenced to death. And yet, how did Chu Mion escape from such a horrible hell? How did Chu Mion escape? Just when the Chu family was doing all the bad things, suddenly found a ghost in the house. A female ghost who resembled their adopted daughter. As the upper class of a city, what will a family that cares about face do?